Hi, welcome to SPORTSZONE.COMNOV 2 Recreational League. Right now we have Azurri versus Juve FC. So as you can see, Azurri is on the left with the grey jersey, and the Juve FC is on the right with the black jerseys. In captain is so they are moving from the left to the right now. This should be a very great matchup. As you can see, Azurri on the left with the grey jersey. Should be very great game today. And on the right, you can see the Juve FC with the black jersey. So these teams have a very unique style of play. The Juve FC players, they have a different strategy in terms of their gameplay. They play more of the passing game and a lot of the shooting game. They do come with a lot of substitutes, and that's very beneficial for a team in terms of keeping the stamina, the endurance effective throughout the lineup. As you can see, they're strikers. It should be fun as the game progresses today. As you can see, our ref Rashid is going to be refereeing today to make sure everything is well controlled. And then on the left, that's the Azurri players, their strikers, their defense. So it's always fun seeing these guys compete every week because they never give up. They battle from the kickoff of the whistle to the end of the whistle. They have a very good, strong team, good striking force, good midfield. Very effective as they play from the back to the front. Their positioning is pretty effective too as the games always go along. So that's the Juve FC players. And
yeah, that's right. Just
so
goes out to all y'all. I even recognize for mad years. One love, yeah, that's right.
You have the Azurri players as well. So this should be a fun matchup. We're gonna see who makes it to the top today. Okay, so the league has been going on right now for a couple of weeks. So right now, sitting in first position is A team, but right now Azurri is trying to take over that position as they sit in second position in our SPORTSZONE.COMNOV 2 recreational league. So right now you can already see Juve, as I spoke before about their passing. They love moving the ball a little bit around the field. So you're gonna see a lot of that from them. While the Azurri team, you're gonna see a lot of positioning as they play their positions well. They move into spaces pretty well. They have good control most of the time of the ball. So you can already see that Juve is they're really trying to move as quickly as they can in order to have shots at the goal. They do have a couple of players with pretty quick feet. They do have a couple of players that do take shots at the goal. It's gonna be a kind of a fun matchup to see how the physicality presence of the Azurri players versus the most of the fast, quick pace plays of the Juve FC players. So right now it's gonna be a free kick given to Azurri. What we normally do is we normally try and control the game pretty early up in the match. So regarding fouls, we tend to tell our refs to be more efficient in that region because we hate players getting injured. So we try and make sure we prevent the injury before it happens. So the ref some of the refs do control the game pretty quickly to avoid all those injuries. So if it means blowing up a play off, a deliberate foul early enough so that it doesn't happen again, then we do that as well. So it's a fun recreational league. It opens up the teams in terms of their style of play, especially with those who just want to play for fun, not very competitive. But again, you do have some competitive players who do play in the recreational league as well. So it opens up that vast space where majority of the guys do learn from a couple of the competitive players, as well as majority of the guys just love the fun in with it. As you can see, the striker just takes out three of the Juve players. So you do have a couple of players who are always there to play every week, always giving it 110%. It's always fun watching everyone play, the whole team chemistry, how you see it build up as the season goes along. Most teams don't have that much chemistry when they start because most of the guys are pretty new to play with each other, but they're pretty talented. They might be new, but you have other people as well who who are very good together. So as you can see, they go from the Azurri players. So again, the Azurri players, the beneficial part about their style of play is their positioning. They know how to be at the right place at the right time. So that always helps them in terms of game winnings, crunch time finishings. Because as long as you have a couple of players who know exactly where to be at the right time, you could get those last minute goals that could actually benefit your team in terms of winning the league. So basically, the recreational league. This is the fall 2015 season. Again, my name is Chima. I'm the co-founder of JC Sports Management. We help run leagues, run tournaments, sports tournaments, sports leagues, and so on and so forth. So, for this league right now, we're giving out cash prizes for the recreational league. So we're giving out $300 cash prize if you win the regular season, and $300 cash prize if you win the playoffs. So it brings up that competitive edge as well as the tendency to make people have fun while playing the sport as well. So we tend to make it more fun for players, make it more like a community environment where a lot of players have fun, they play the sport they love, they grow as players and they grow as individuals and as friends. So the league opens up that presence for a lot of these guys. So it's always fun. It's a blessing always watching these guys play every week. Making sure that everyone is top line, is having fun. Do the best we can, right? And do it for the players to do the rest. So I try and make everything open, so that the teams are pretty well matched up, and have them have a lot of fun while playing. So right now we're sitting at the 4 minutes towards the match, and you can see Azurri has one goal to zero. So David is the captain of Juve FC, and he's gonna be playing the free kick now into the field. So I believe he was trying to get the number 4, but unfortunately, as I said before, the physicality of the Azurri players does come helpful to them. They play physical throughout the whole game, which it's very beneficial for a couple of teams because it does cause a couple errors for the next team. As you can see, as I said in the starting of the game, the Juve FC does come with a lot of substitutes, which is beneficial for them in terms of stamina and keeping the game fresh. And I said before, you have a couple of their strikers who are very quick-footed, so they do have some dribbling players and some players who could have shots at the goal as well. So Juve FC does come with a mixed, versatile group of guys that play soccer. Azurri as well, they are very coordinated. They speak with each other. They can communicate pretty well and change their play and their gameplay pretty efficiently. Like since they started in the league, I've noticed that their game style has changed. They do come up with various techniques each game, which is very beneficial as these teams get to face each other twice. So if you come up with a new strategy next time against the team, it's hard for the team to guess your gameplay. So they do come with that versatile knowledge of different game styles that they could use to improve their game. Um, and a good amount of footwork. Great players who have some good footwork as well. But again, we never give up on Azurri because those guys they go all out each game. They are very physical. They know how to position themselves in the gameplays. As you can see how they're moving around. They know where to be at the right time and they're at the right place. So that's also very beneficial for a team like Azurri. So we're gonna see as the game's playing out. Right now it's still 1-0 to Azurri. So you can see them moving the ball as well, just to create a little bit of opening space. Because the more space you create, the more chances you have at having goals at the post. As you can see, Mark, the defender, he takes the ball out of play. They do come with a very Azurri do come with some great strikers like number 19. He should be averaging one of the most highest scoring players in the league this season, as he has a couple of goals in his plate right now. So it should be fun seeing what he's gonna bring to the table today against Juve FC. Right now we're in the first half of the game. It's been going very competitively so far, as a lot of these guys they really love the game and they love to compete. So looking forward to the first half to see what they bring to the table. As you can see, a great number of footwork by the Azurri defender, even as number 19 tries to gain his right footing. Okay, that was a great lob from Azurri. So right now the goalie has possession of the ball. As you can see, Azurri, what I said about their positioning, they like to spread the ball, which is very beneficial for teams, because the more you spread the ball, the more you open up the play for your teammates to have opportunities to have a shot at goal. As you can see, number 19 is trying to get away from number 19 Azurri is trying to get away from the Juve FC player, and Mark just happened to lose the ball in the play, coming against number 11 in the Juve FC team. So that's a foul on the play, as you can see, because it wasn't deliberate, but there was a knock on the foot of the player. So right now the players are trying to make sure that they control the game. So right now it's going to be a throw-in to Juve, even as the game proceeds. So right now, number 19 is trying to get rid of as many players as he can. As you see, the striker trying to take away a lot of players. The game of the Von Azurri is very fast-paced, as you can see. They love moving fast, they love getting into position fast. They don't really wait on the ball. They go after you. So physically, passing-wise, position-wise, they're always quick to everything they do. So that's always helped them too. That's partially what has helped them stay in the number 2 position right now, even as the league is in the middle. This is the 5th game out of the 10-game season. They just know how to pressure the ball, get into spaces, go at you. So it basically causing errors as well in the gameplay. So right now, as you can see, Juve FC has made a couple substitutions as well. They try and open up the pace as well. They try and do as many passes as they can. Another thing just to take note is their passing. If you notice the way they pass, they try and pass towards each other in a more smaller range, while Azurri just tries to, they are very fast paced, so they try and counter Jufe's strategy of small passes to their quickness, which also aids Azurri as well in the gameplay that they use. So as you can see, that great move from the striker from Azurri. So you can see how they crack down Azurri. They are very quick. They force errors on you because of their quickness, because of their physicality. And then the Juve FC tries to counter that by their quick passes as well. So this is a very different style of play by each team generally. It's always fun again to watch how much effort and dedication these guys put into the game each time. As you can see, their defender, number 11, he's very effective for them in terms of the defense line. As you can see, he's already run back after losing the ball. That's what every team hopes for, to have in a defense man, someone who could move up forward and also come back. That was a beautiful shot from Azurri, number 11, and number 19 tried the counter shot, but unfortunately didn't fall to the goalie. Right now it's all about fast pace as well for Juve. Juve is trying to move up the tempo to make sure that Azurri's possession reduces, because as you can see, Azurri has, with their fast pace and their fast movement, has gained more possession from Juve. So Juve is trying to kind of counter that by playing more aggressive, more quicker, and increase the amount of passes that they give, just to make sure that Azurri can't really have that much possession of the ball, as you can see what Juve is doing right now. But Azurri, again, they are very confident in the way they play, so it's very hard to break a confident team that when they lose possession, they still get it back by being high pressured. So we'll see as the game gets along, as the time goes into play. As you can see, the great passing from Azurri. So that's another thing they are very beneficial in: passing, positioning. That's just very effective on anything that uses that strategy. As well as if you have good players who could transform the plays or make plays for your teammates. That's always very beneficial. Great pass from Juve, however. As you can see, they're moving the ball a lot more quicker. That was just a missed opportunity from Juve FC striker. It's always beneficial having such great strikers who are composed in front of the goalpost, who could take shots regardless of how much pressure they have on them. So that's what Juve strikers do present. Some of them they do present that presence in the front, to always never give up on a play, and and help their team to some great winnings. So again, if you're just joining us for the first time, my name is Chima. I'm the co-founder of JC Sports Management. We help run leagues, tournaments, teams. So this is a great matchup right now in the recreational soccer league in Vaughan Sportsplex 2. You have the team Juve FC with the black jersey and Azurri with the grey jersey, and it's been a great matchup, even as Azurri is presently winning right now 1-0. The competition has been great. Teams have adjusted to each other's play. As you can see, the striker from Juve FC going through some great footwork to kind of create space for his teammates. That's something you see when there's a recreational league. That's something you see from a bunch of these guys. Just the effort, the dedication each week to try and make sure that their team wins the game and gets the $300 cash prize in the regular season. Even in as much as it's a recreational league, you still get some competitive players and some players who just want to have fun, which is a good complement for each of these guys. So it's always a joy to enjoy these guys play their game. As you see, Mark takes the shots. Mark is a defender for the Azurri players. So right now you can see the Juve FC, they have a unique style of how they make sure that their endurance level stays high. So they have a sub, so complete sub a couple times in a game, just to make sure everyone remains fresh and there's enough fuel in the gas tank to keep the game rolling and to keep it more efficient. As you see David going through from the defense line to try and create an offensive opportunity for his team. You're going to notice a lot in most of the captains of the team. They bring that good leadership to the team. The majority of the players in the Recreational League, Premier League, over 35 League, they help control the players as well as on the field, try and be more efficient as they can to create that great presence for their team to be motivated and to win. It's always a joy watching the way the managers, the team captains come together, get their team all settled, and as you can see that great shot from Juve FC. Right now is a corner kick for Juve FC as they lock the ball in, and then he has a great shot, and that's a goal! Great shot, great shot for the A lot of players just love playing the game and winning. That was a beautiful goal as one of their striker gets it into the post. It should be a fun matchup right now because right now they're sitting at 1-1, Azurri being in second position and Juve being in fifth position. So this should be a very, very great matchup. As I know, they're going to be more physical. The game is going to get a lot more intense. Wow! And Juve FC scores again. Wow! That's a great comeback. That's 2-1. Matchup. I believe that Azurri is going to change their strategy right now just to make sure that they match up with Juve FC. As you can see, they have already started changing it up by playing more towards the middle and playing a lot more smaller passes just to make sure that their gameplay is efficient. It should be fun to see how the first half finishes and how the second half goes along. Okay, so that's a beautiful crossover. The goalkeeper from the Juve FC actually handles that. So as you can see, the defenders have stepped up. They are more high pressure. They are more intense right now with the game, and that should progress as the game goes along. Because I know both teams are very competitive. They play to the end. Right now, being it that first half, it should be a lot of action to come. As the time goes along. As you can see, the great move from the striker in Azurri, and that was a beautiful back heel by Azurri, but unfortunately it didn't fall through for them. As you can see, Juve is trying to move through with the counter attack. Oh, almost lost by the goalkeeper, and he manages to save it. That's a great save by the goalkeeper here. As you can see, number 19 is very great with his foot, and he scores. Great goal from number 19. That was a beautiful goal. Great goal for Azurri. So now you can see the matchup is back to 2-2. I know both teams are not gonna give up. They're gonna play to the end. Watching their game throughout the season has been wonderful, and even as we finish the first half. So the game ended at Azurri 4 and Juve FC 2. What a great game.